wonderful to be together. You might be receiving something on your screen that this is being live streamed right now to Facebook and YouTube. And we really welcome you. We're actually here not because of the coronavirus. We're here in this way because of the icy temperatures. And we didn't want anyone taking a fall in our parking lot. So we decided, why don't we just stay cozy and we'll be together. This is a really important night for our community as we're going to have an opportunity to remember our beloved Jenny Pohl. And we're going to have a chance towards the end of the service to really share a lot of memories. It's going to be beautiful. But it's been quite a week for me and for my family, but I think for our world. There are some weeks, as I've often said, that feel like months or years, and some weeks that go by really quickly. I can't imagine what our friends Charlie and Adina have gone through. Just last week, they were having quiet service. Adina's parents were in town and they were baking challah. And just a day later, suddenly their whole world was turned upside down. And it just goes to show how much can change in 1 week, how much we need one another, and how beautiful it is to be together. So with that in mind, why don't we take a nice deep breath of Shabbat air. We're going to breathe in everything we really want to hold on to this week and breathe out everything we want to let go of. With that, I will bring on Bruce Kors to welcome you officially here.
Thank you, Rabbi. Last Saturday showed not just how much our world can change in a week, but how much it can change in an instant. And I spoke with Rabbi earlier this week, and from all my years in TV news, whenever there was a story somewhere else, we always knew there was going to be a Buffalo connection. And I certainly did not expect that connection to that story. And everyone is just so grateful, not only that everyone is safe from that ordeal, obviously, but that Rabbi, that your friend is safe as well. We are so grateful for that. And we think about our own security. Obviously, we have over the last several years invested a lot of time and a lot of money in our own temple security. And we want you guys to feel secure when you walk into the building. We have taken every precaution that we can. And we want you to feel that it is a safe place when you come in to worship. As Rabbi mentioned, we looked at a couple of things for tonight's service, and the good news in Erie County is that the COVID numbers are going down. The bad news, of course, is that the temperature is going down as well. Cantor suggested being in that icy parking lot tonight. She did call me this week, but I said, no, Cantor, we can't do that. So Shabbat Shalom. I know we have some special stuff coming up in the service, and I'm looking forward to chit-chatting with you a little bit later. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Welcome, and I'm going to turn it over to Cantor, who's going to share her screen and get us set for Shabbat. I didn't tell Cantor this, by the way, as she's getting set up, that one of our Introduction to Judaism students, we just finished our class, she said she listens every week and the cat sings along to the Cantor.
Shabbat Shalom. Please sing along with me.
And you might notice there, Mike in the background. It is his birthday. Happy birthday, Mike.
Oh, thank you.
I hope a happy and a healthy one.
Thank you very much.
We are going to be lighting our candles. So if you have candles, wherever you are, please be safe. But we encourage you to light them, and Cantor will be reciting our blessings.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav etzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Blessed are the candles that light our way into Shabbat. And now we're going to sanctify Shabbat with Kiddush. If you would like to lift up your cup, I will just say some words from Charlie Citron Walker, who taught us all at the White House briefing today. He talked about the three main duties of Shabbat: to shamor, to protect it; to zachor, to remember it; and to kavod, to honor it. And that's what we do when we lift our cups for Kiddush. So Cantor, why don't you lead us in our blessing?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'v'ratzon Inhilanu zikaron lema'aseh Bereshit Hihu yom techilah b'mikra'ei kodesh Zechar l'tziat Mitzrayim Kivanu v'acharta Leotanu kidashta Mikol hamim B'Shabbat kodshecha Be'ahava u'b'ratzon Imchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai B'kadesh HaShabbat. Amen.
L'chaim. It's wonderful to see everyone raising their cups. How beautiful. All right, we're going to welcome in Shabbat with L'cha Dodi. And this is our prayer to imagine that Shabbat is actually entered in our space. She comes wherever we need. And so we'll sing that first verse together. And on the last verse, if you choose, you can rise, if not sit down, and then we'll wave to each other as if we are all Shabbat when we look at one another.
Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat lekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat lekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dipor echad Ishmiyanu el hamruchad Adonai echad Ushmo echad Meshimu tiferet v'litchila Lecha todi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat lekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat lekabela Boi v'shalom ateret bala Gam besimcha uv'sohola Toch emunei am segula Boi kala boi Shabbat לקבלה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה.
I was waving, but apparently my video was off. Wonderful to see you. As we were welcoming in Shabbat, a delivery came from Amazon. Sorry. So we rise for the Baruch Hu, our call to prayer, if you so choose, and our call to community.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Baruch et Adonai
This is an hour of change. Within it, we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it, we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravi. We continue standing with the Avat Olam.
Avat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Avta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chutim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu.
Enter, you just got to get your slide over.
Oh, sorry. Here we go. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu,
And we'll continue with the Via Hafta. You may be seated if you are standing.
ושיננתם לבניך ודיברתם בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם המזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
We're going to now sing Vishamru with a lot of clapping. Linda, we're definitely going to need you for this one. I saw Steve Hurwitz doing wonderful clapping there as well. Thank you. I can't tell if anything's on tune here. It's a wonderful thing about Facebook, about Zoom, sorry. We're going to take an opportunity now for our own private prayers and reflections. I encourage you to just find your own space if you want to turn off your video camera during this, and then we'll resume services in just a couple minutes. We're going to turn to our healing prayers. And as you see from Cantor, this is one of the new ones that she had taught. Let me read our list. We had so many people that we're thinking about. I'll read the list I have. If you have names you want to offer in the future, feel free to call our office. You can also write some names underneath. There's so many people that we're thinking about. We are thinking about Ebony Burse, Angie Bryarns, Christopher Crawford, Leslie Kramer, Bear Cunningham, Dee Denzel, Arthur Dezelke, Sue Frank, Michael Getting, Nancy Hersbrum, Paula Jones, Gail Kleberg, Manny Queeson, Gail Lewis, Diane Lynch, Larry Max, Jean McGarry, Barbara McGovern, Helene Mesh, Jennifer Milich, Jill Shire Monahan, Ida Nevler, Ann Rohr, Cheryl Rossi, Brandon Ryan, Ron Sellers, Don Sherman, Mimi Shapiro, David Shebbet, Howard Smallin, Christopher Smith, Paul Staley, Lorenzo Stewart, Athena Tucker Pasiak, Jean Taransky, Anita Wiesel, Dr. Peter Winkelstein, Mark Yablin, Elizabeth Giza Yeager, Christine Zalowiski, Jean Zika, Gula Nava Bat Moshe, Hannah Ezra Ben Shuel, Penina Sara Bat Hana, and Rabbi Drora Settle. If you have other names, I think I saw some on the chat box. Let's see. We're also thinking about Stacy DeBruin, Debbie Ashton, Tracy Castman, Tom Gordon, and Jerry Cheney.
And Roberta Friedman.
Thank you. If there's other people that if you want to say some names out loud, feel free to do so now.
Roger Marchione, Linda Vegas, and Mark Nininger.
Roy Post.
Sarah Halpin.
We bring all those names into our heart as we sing this special prayer of healing.
So if you remember this, we've done this quite a few times already. I sing a line and you just sing it after me. You just repeat the line. Dear God of our ancestors, help us renew our faith. Grant us a perfect healing. Bring peace to all our days. And our restore our strength of body. Help clarify our minds. Refresh our tired spirits. Rejuvenate our lives. And our thank you for all these blessings throughout our days and nights. We celebrate the journey, these precious gifts of life. And
We're now going to switch our attention to one of the major reasons why we've come together, which is to remember our beloved Jenny Cole. And we're going to do it in a lot of different ways. And one of them is to hear directly from her. No, I think we should, let's hear her at the beginning. And then we're going to have a chance for Bruce to reflect and then hear other people's reflections as well. This is from an interview that Jenny gave to me a couple of years ago. She was still a spry 99-year-old. And Cantor figured out a way to get this into the Zoom so you can hear it. We're going to play you the majority of it. And it was... Oh.
Okay, so what was the best memory?
Sorry, Rabbi, did you want to say something before I started?
Well, just this was for an article that my daughter Jara was writing. So you might hear her say Jara, or I'm in the background. You also might see Kyle slip past. He was trying not to be obtrusive. This was just on a regular day, and Jenny was volunteering at the synagogue.
Hi, Jenny. This is a recording for Jara. Okay, so what was the best memory of your childhood?
Being with my family. We were a big family, 5 kids, and we just hung around together.
Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So what was your life like during the Great Depression or World War II?
Well, it was a bad time. I don't know if you know what being poor is, but nobody had any money to buy anything or to even buy food, but they just kind of managed with what we had, and we all got along fine.
Were you in World War II?
Well, I was born in 1920.
Were you in the military? Did you?
No, I was not in the military. None of our family were. My parents came from Russia. My mother did not speak English at all, and it was very difficult for her to learn. She would not go to school. So we just spoke Yiddish to her, and whatever we could say to her, and she spoke to us in Yiddish.
Okay, looking back on your life, what is advice you would give kids today?
Be calm, be friendly, because all the kids stayed together, we're good friends, and we just had a good time being poor.
What was your school like when you were little?
It was good. We had an old schoolhouse. The teachers were fine. They were like middle-aged people, and they're very good to us. So we just went every day, walked to school every day.
Wow.
And spent the days with them.
In Buffalo?
In Buffalo, on the east side of Buffalo. And you should go down in that area sometime.
Well, you'll show us.
And see what it's like now. But it was great. There were houses and people, and they just sat around on their porches and just conversed all the time.
Okay, and how was life different back then than life today?
Well, circumstances were different. My father died when he was very young, like in his early 40s. And he was like you, like your dad, because he would always love people, and we always had people over. And Sunday mornings, he gathered everybody in. We had to have challah, garlic, and bagels. And that's how we spent a Sunday morning.
Did you have television?
Finally, we did.
Good.
Yeah.
And what activities did you have when you were young?
Not much.
Did you play any sports?
No. Finally, when I got to be a teenager, I went to the hospital and volunteered there. A candy striper. And that was good because I could get out of the house and just spend time there.
And what are your best holiday memories?
Oh, having Passover and the big holidays, Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah. We had big crowds at our house all the time.
All right. Do you have any final message for Jera?
Jera, I wish for you that you have a really good life and just be friendly and love life.
Oh, so sweet. All right. Bye-bye, Jenny.
It's amazing listening to that interview now. You can see it wasn't really designed to be shown to everyone like that, but it is a nice keepsake. And she was kind of talking to me and also to Jera, who's over here, hidden over here, but I wanted her to listen as well. So I'm going to turn it over to Bruce. Bruce has worked with her in many different ways, and he's going to help memorialize her for our synagogue.
How do you follow that? But did you notice one thing? Even as a teenager, she was volunteering. She's volunteering. She's a candy striper at the hospital. She was like, what, 15, 16? 80 years later, she's still volunteering at a hospital. How about that? I want to read something. First of all, I got a message from Tara Ellis, the CEO of Feed More Western New York, that she wanted to share, which is they were very honored to have known Jenny and to have her be a part of them. And she wanted me to say that Jenny was the embodiment of the spirit of Feed More Western New York. Her kindness and compassion led her to do this work to help our community members facing hunger. She was a standard bearer defining dependability for those in need. Jenny was clearly family to everyone gathered here tonight, and she was and will always be a member of the Feed More family. She will be missed, but we were blessed and honored to call her part of Feed More Western New York. And Jenny, of course, will always be linked to Walk Off Hunger. So Noreen told me that I better make her smile with what I have to say tonight. So I will do my best. So Jenny and I, we had kind of a love-hate relationship when it came to publicizing Walk Off Hunger, because she was my secret weapon. How could you not take advantage of her? So whenever Jenny got the attention, which she got a lot of attention, she would always complain about it. Oh, I don't know why they're making such a fuss. I hate getting all this attention. And then when she got the attention, she loved every minute of it. And when we got publicity, and I would say, Jenny, I got a TV crew coming out to do us. I don't want to do a story on them. But first time, this was about 10 years ago. And I said, Jenny, I called her up. I said, Jenny, Channel 2 is going to do a story. I need you to meet me over at Temple at 10:30 Tuesday morning. Well, I can't do that. I work out at the JCC Tuesday morning. I said, Jenny, you're 92. You can skip a workout. So she did the interview, and it was a wonderful, wonderful story. And then 4 years later, 6 years ago, got another story to Channel 2 do another story. Melissa Holmes did this wonderful segment for the morning show called Good Neighbors or Neighbor Feature, whatever it was. And she came out and interviewed Jenny. And when she interviewed me for part of the story as well, and I said, Jenny's our secret weapon, because who can say no to a 96-year-old woman? And the story aired, they came back on set, and John Beard said, how could you say no to her? It'd be like saying no to your grandmother, for God's sake. So she just lit up the screen in both of those stories. The last couple of years, every year, she would come to the walk, and she would say to me at the walk, Bruce, I don't know if I'm going to do this next year. And I would always say, okay, Jenny, just do what you want to do. Just be here. You don't have to do the walk. You don't have to fundraise. Just come, because the people want to see you here. You need to be here. And every year she would show up at the walk with this wad of cash, and she would fundraise, and she would raise more and more money, and she would do the walk. right up until a couple of years ago, I think even the last year that we were at the park, which was before COVID, not only did she do the walk, she led the walk. And she was like the first one back from the walk at age 97 and 98 and so on. Last year, she said to me, I don't think I'm going to, I said, okay, fine, just be here. We're back in the temple parking lot. You should be there. And she came. And again, she had an envelope of money. She got donations. And when it came time to start the walk, we wanted Jenny to lead the walk, which she did. And we put Chris and Julia on either side of her, so she had some support. And when she got to the edge of the building, just to enter the driveway heading out to Sheridan Drive, I said, okay, Jenny, that's far enough. You're done. And she gave me the Jenny look. You know, Noreen, you've seen that look all your life, the Jenny look that said, oh, I'm not. And I said, Jenny, and Noreen, I threw you under the bus for this one. I said, Jenny, I promised your daughters that I wouldn't let you do the walk this year. Well, okay. And she didn't do the walk. And we got back to where it all began, and she waited for people when they came back. And she was there to greet people when they came back from the walk. People have said to me, how come you pick on Jenny all the time in the announcements? You pick on her for her age. And I said, how can you not? The woman's 100 years old and she's sprier than any of us. Sprier than any of us. And I just want to tell you guys, the last time I did that, because it was just before Thanksgiving, and Rabbi, you and Reverend Hennessy were talking about the first Thanksgiving. And after the service, I went over to her and I said, hey, Jenny, when they were talking about the first Thanksgiving, did that bring back memories? And she laughed like she always did. And she said, oh, Bruce, like she always did. One last memory, she loved riding in my convertible, my 30-plus-year-old convertible, which I have trouble getting out of because it's so low to the ground. She had no trouble getting out of it because Jenny was so low to the ground. She would just slide right out and be standing up. Jenny will always be part of us, and she'll always be part of Walk Off Hunger. I'm going to tell you, as long as I'm involved in Walk Off Hunger, when it's time to sign people up for the walk, I'm going to sign Jenny up for the walk. So she will always be part of it. Going to miss her.
Thank you, Bruce. And one of the reasons we're doing this, it was Jenny's request to have a private funeral, but she was such an important part of our community. So Joanne had sent out an email asking for people to share reflections. I'm going to share a little slideshow now of the various different reflections that we received. What we'll do is we'll kind of scroll through them, and I just encourage you to read them.
This is just scrolling down all the different people that made these notes.
As you can see, just wonderful memories. A lot of you sent in, and we'll keep collecting them for the family. We'll certainly give them to them as well. But let's take a moment and just think about who she was. If you wanted to write anything into the chat box, feel free to do so. It's hard to imagine our community without Jenny. She made such an important contribution. And thank you to all her family that are attending from all over the place. We're really grateful. You're always, as I told them during the funeral service, they are always welcome at Shir Shalom. They have lifetime membership wherever they are. So we're going to move back into our service. And again, we'll be sharing all those memories with you as we move towards the Aleinu and the Mourner's Kaddish. Oh, so sweet.
Hi, Jenny.
We rise if you'd like to for Aleinu, or you can Zoom sit, whatever you prefer.
לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשינו כגויי הארצות, ולא סבנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגובתנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לבני מלך מלכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונשמע למלך כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
You may be seated. I see a lot of nice memorials being put in. We're going to be turning now to our Mourner's Kaddish. And as we already mentioned, Jenny Pohl, blessed memory, we're thinking about her and her family. But we had a number of other losses. This was a particularly hard week for the Shabbat Shalom community. Herbert Falk, who was also 100 years old, died this week. And that's a private memorial. Milton Freudenheim, that's the father of Joe Freudenheim. He apparently was a writer for many publications, including the New York Times. We're going to be having a Shiva for him on Tuesday at 7:30, as Joe and family is out of town right now. And that will be on Zoom. We're also thinking about Sylvia Hirschfield, who died this week, and Romaine Levine. That's Levin. I really apologize. Romaine Levin, and that is the mother of Paul Levin. We are also remembering Arthur Bloom, Gretchen Gross, and we said Jenny Pohl, who's died in the last month. On our yard site list from years past, we remember Herman Alt, Julius Berg, Bruce Bronstein, Charlotte Bush, Samuel B. Cohen, Evelyn Ahrensweig, Pesach Finkel, Pearl Friedman, Ruth Gafter, Rabbi Nathan Gaynor, Ann Gilden, Donna Heitner, Tilly Horwitz, Philip Hurwitz, Esther B. Haber-Kranitz, Sarah Kuznets, Marjorie Levy, Charles Mackler, Pearl Martin, Sylvia Martz, Gloria Massimo, Samuel Mitchell, Sylvia Nadell, Isaac Ostreicher, Sora Polinsky, Mildred Rubin, Max Schulenfan, William Schweitzer, Dora Shapoznikoff, Nathan J. Shine, Myron S. Simon, Samuel Spark, Morris Spivak, Raymond Strauss, Joseph Schwartz, Nancy Taylor, Betty Trusty, Robert Unher, Yetta Wakeoff, Benjamin Weinstein, and Jeanette Wolfson. If you have anyone else you'd like to say out loud, feel free to unmute.
My father, Lev Harish, known as Herb Foster, Ben Sadie Vermeer, official. It's within the first year.
Thank you, Yanina. Our thoughts are with you. All whose custom it is to rise and we'll recite the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal, Yidkadash, Shemei Rabbah, Yalma, Divra, Chirate, V'yamlik Malchute, V'chayachon, V'yamachon, V'chayed, V'chol Beit Yisrael, V'agala, V'zman, Karib, Yimru, Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah, V'varach, L'olam, Omei, Omaya. Yitparach, Yishtabak, Yitpa'ar, Yitramam, Yitnaseh. Yitadar, Yitaleh, Yitalel, Shemeda Kudasha, Brichu. Leilamin Kol Berchata V'shirata, Tushbachata V'nechamata Adam Iran, V'alma, V'imru, Amen. Yehi Shlomo Rabba Min Shemaya, Chaim Alina V'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru, Amen. Oseh Shalom, V'imrama, Huya, Oseh Shalom, Alina V'al Kol Yisrael, V'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel, V'imru, Amen. May God grant peace to the mourners and to our world. Zikronam livracha, may their memories always be for a blessing. You may be seated. I'm going to turn it over to Bruce Corris to offer our announcements.
Shabbat Shalom again, everyone. Mazel tov to Bella Levy and her family on her upcoming bat mitzvah tomorrow afternoon. Thank you to Rabbi Alex Cantor-Frank and Mike Frank for a lovely service in honor of Shabbat. Happy birthday, Mike. When Joanne leaves right after service to drive around and drop off the Onig to go, she'll be dropping off a cupcake for you. I guarantee it. So it's nice to have everyone with us on our Zoom Shabbat service, our Shazoom. Hopefully these are winding down. But whether we are in person or virtual, it's nice that we can always be together. Special thank you to everyone who sent in their memories of Jenny. They were beautiful, and we will always be thinking of her. Tomorrow morning, we will have Torah study at 9 a.m., the Shabbat morning service, and virtual Kiddush luncheon at 11. Both are via Zoom. Go to the website for the Zoom links. We will be streaming the Bat Mitzvah of Bella Levy at 4:00 p.m. That's going to be via Boxcast, Facebook, and YouTube. The Community Religious School will meet via Zoom on Sunday. The Zoom links were emailed out, I should say, to the families. I see Yonina is here. She will be here on Zoom, 4:00 Sunday afternoon for Shalom Ruach. We're doing it at a special time because, of course, we have a Bills game Sunday night. And Shalom Ruach is a very peaceful event, unlike watching a Bills game when we're throwing stuff at the TV and everything. So get your peacefulness out of the way at 4:00 Sunday so that you can be rowdy watching the Bills game Sunday night at 6:30. Speaking of football, Super Bowl squares are back. Mail in your check. We are only doing the $10 squares at this time. We'll see if we want to add a $20 board. And it's still not too late to buy High Club tickets. We're doing weekly drawings until the Purim Spiel on Wednesday, March 16th, when the grand prize drawing will take place. If you have any questions or you need more tickets, contact Joanne. Just a reminder, the Women of Shir Shalom are starting a new discussion group. It will meet quarterly, which will either be in person if they're allowed or virtually. They're going to pick a topic. People will be able to discuss it individually. The group will discuss it. Sounds like a lot of interesting talks will take place. If you're interested, contact Jill Hamilton about that. Next Friday, Erev Shabbat service at 7:00 p.m. We will continue to evaluate the situation during the week, and we will make a decision on what to do Wednesday. As I said earlier, and as the rabbi said, we are hoping to be back in person as soon as possible, but we will always be thinking of your safety and well-being. When we are back in person, the gift shop will be open many Fridays before services. It'll be between 6:30 and 7. Thank you to Sue Frank for honchoing that and for coming up with some neat new ideas. We're going to be taking some new steps with the gift shop as we move forward. We're going to evaluate everything, all events and all protocols on a week-by-week basis. We will continue to think of your safety first, but also by thinking of your needs as well. And sometimes it is important that we're together in person, and we will do that when we can. We absolutely will. If you need anything at all, please feel free to reach out to Rabbi Alex, Cantor Frank, Todd, Joanne, or myself. We are here for you. Shabbat Shalom. Stay safe. Stay warm. Go Bills. Let's hope we have lots of good cheer for next Friday night on Shabbat.
Wonderful. Thank you, Bruce. And we have a Yiddish song, which is wonderful because Katie Wozniak over at the JCC told me they need a Yiddish teacher. So if you love this song and you know some Yiddish, let me know and we can pass it on to her.
Try it with me.
We're going to turn it over to Joanne to lead us in the Hamotzi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
As you came in peace, may you leave in peace. But we're going to take a chance. Right now, we're finished our service. But if you want to unmute yourself and take time to wish each other Shabbat Shalom and have a conversation. Great to have everyone.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Michael, I loved your story about the microwave.
Jessica.
I can just picture, do you want the extended warranty? I'm 100 years old. What are you thinking? I can picture that. That was great.
Those stories were just wonderful. Just really beautiful.
It was so
So
nice
many
to hear her
JCC
voice
stories.
again.
Yes.
Yeah, what happened there, Walter? You were fine earlier.
I have no idea. I shut it off for a moment and it never came back.
Oh. Well, at least we can hear you.
Yeah, we saw you earlier.
Yeah. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Rabbi,
Shabbat
Shalom.
Rabbi, it's
Shabbat
Vicky.
Shalom.
I have
Thank you very
memories
much.
of. I don't. He can't.
Thank you
hear
for
me.
the.
Hold
tribute
on,
tonight.
Vicky
That's
Vicky
okay.
wants to share some memories
I
of
just-
Jenny.
Well, I'm pretty sure she walked the Torah with us, didn't she? When we did the Torah.
I think so. I'm
think
pretty
she
sure. I
did.
was asking Bruce.
Is someone saying no? Because
I'm not-
It was only people from Sinai. Only from Sinai. And when we arrived at Betham, this is when they joined us.
Okay, so she didn't do the walk.
I don't think so.
I think
Yeah, I
that
don't
was
remember her
Alva.
being part of
I
it.
think it was Alva was doing the other one.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other little old lady.
Shalom.
Shabbat
Shabbat
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for this tribute tonight. Thank you.
It was
You're
our
welcome.
pleasure.
Great.
Our
Come back
pleasure.
again.
Thank you.
We'll be on Zoom sometimes.
Very nice service. Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom, Jessica.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom,
Shabbat
everyone.
Shalom.
Stay warm.
Yeah, it's so
You
great
too,
to have
Bruce.
Jessica here.
I thought I saw Jessica.
Yeah,
You're not
she's
together.
No, she's zooming in on her own iPad.
Although her
Awesome.
iPad says Vicky's
Very
phone.
cool.
Well, yeah.
That is wonderful.
Did she sing? I didn't notice because it was hard.
She
to
was
flip through.
excited. I don't know if she was singing.
That's really cool.
She sings the Shema to me all the time on FaceTime.
Aw.
Shabbat
Wonderful.
Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom,
Shabbat
everyone.
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
All right. Good
Thanks for
night, all.
everyone's memories too. We'll send them out next week.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Hey, Joanne, can you give me a
Yeah.
call after this?
Sure.
Okay.